Hi everyone, this is Ali Hussein Kasim of Ali Talks Tech with this week's weekly tech news across Africa and beyond. This week we are covering IBM's exit from key African markets. We look at African tech startups raising 289 million in the first month of 2025. Then OpenAI's bold moves and bold claims with their ethical concerns and industry competition. We then look at Elon Musk's bold move, or should I say bro move. We'll talk a little bit more about that with his bold $97.4 billion bid to acquire OpenAI. Then we go to the World Economic Forum, where there is conversations around Africa's 1.5 trillion tech opportunity. So back to IBM's exit. This is an interesting story for me because IBM is one of the oldest tech companies today, more than 100 years old. And IBM has had its ups and downs. There was a time when the term "nobody got fired by hiring IBM" was a sure way for IT managers. You know, those days we didn't have CIOs and CFOs. We had IT managers. Where IT managers, the minute they mention IBM in a board meeting, everybody's heart rates calm down. You know, your BPMs, your hearts become calm and sort of say, our boy is doing right. He's hired IBM. Well, this is 2025 and things are not so rosy for IBM, at least not in Africa. IBM has announced exits from key African markets and handing it over to one of its major partners. A lot of these, allow me to use this word, old school tech companies have what you call partners, or the channel where they work together in markets that they are not represented, or in markets where they think the revenues, even if they are the top player in that market, the revenues are not even a rounding error in their balance sheet. So what's the big picture? Why is IBM exiting from African markets, Nigeria, Ghana, and other major markets? So while IBM is facing challenges in Africa, possibly its global performance tells a different story. Even though the growth is not the same growth that we are used to with the Googles and the Metas, we've seen a revenue growth of 1% in the last quarter, which was quarter 4, 2024. They're focusing on 5% revenue growth in 2025. And wait for it, AI innovation. IBM says its generative AI business surpassed 3 billion in quarter 3 of 2024. But let's compare how it's faring with other big tech companies. Its AI focus, which basically 90% of business leaders say their organizations will use generative AI for innovation by 2025. Have you heard anybody talk about IBM when it comes to generative AI, or when it comes to AI in itself? I think what people are forgetting, that one of IBM's biggest businesses is global business consulting. It's not just about software or hardware. IBM is huge in consulting. And a couple of years ago, they actually, if I'm not wrong, they acquired the PwC consulting business. So this is not your run-of-the-mill tech company that is just focused on hardware or software. They have a very serious consulting business. So IBM is going to continue to reshape its global strategy. I remember Lou Gassner, the former CEO of a decade plus ago, writing a book about IBM, and the title was basically Even an Elephant Can Learn How to Dance. So will this elephant learn how to dance again? And what stage or what is the plan for IBM? Yeah, this is a huge conglomerate employing hundreds of thousands of people. So we move now to the Africa tech startup conversation. As I earlier said, African tech startups attracted $289 million in January 2025. Let's break down these numbers. The notable deals. PowerGen raised $50 million for distributed renewable energy solutions across Africa. LemFi secured $53 million to expand fintech services into Asia and Europe. Naked Insurance, yeah, you had me right. Naked Insurance obtained $38 million in a Series B round to automate and expand product offerings. And last but not least, Enko Education. They have raised $24 million to expand its network of schools across Africa. Now, let me stop there. And let me just say, and I have been extremely vocal in this conversation. It's great to raise money. It's better to talk to us about the traction that we have made in the tech ecosystem. Let us start focusing more on what we are doing in the tech ecosystem. I'm not saying fundraising is not a story. No, I'm saying it's not as important as what these companies need to be doing. So one of the things that Ali Talks Tech does is to tell our stories. So here's my promise to you. Going forward, I will be following a lot about these companies that are raising money and drilling a little bit deeper into what they are actually doing. It's super important that the ecosystem of African tech, which includes local funding, local fundraisers, local funds, pension funds, corporates, and so on and so forth, understand the mechanics of these fundraisers and the basis of some of these humongous valuations. Now we move to OpenAI's bold claims and the ethical concerns and industry competition. Sam Altman, the poster child or poster boy or poster bro, if you want to take that conversation further, the CEO of OpenAI has made some extremely jaw-dropping announcements in the last few days. He claims that OpenAI has cracked the code for artificial general intelligence. Basically, artificial general intelligence simply means, in its most basic form, as a layman, it simply means that these artificial intelligence now can think like humans. Simple. Now, can he back these claims? What does that mean for the tech ecosystem, for humanity as a whole? He's saying that they're expecting AGI to impact the workforce this year, not next year or 2030, this year. Also, Altman is also highlighting the incredible potential benefits of AGI. I mean, we don't need to, to belabor this point. I think for some of us who are already using AI on a daily basis, we can see the potential from a productivity perspective at the most basic level. OpenAI is now setting its sights on artificial super intelligence. So, here's the kicker. ASI, as it's now known, artificial superintelligence, could potentially surpass human intelligence. So, yes, here are a number of things to consider. Number one, ethical implications. What if AGI falls into the wrong hands? How can we ensure AGI is used responsibly? Could rogue actors use AGI to cause global harm? Reminds me of the series that I watched, one of the best series that I've ever watched. Person of Interest. Please go look for it. The basic premise of this series was a super intelligent AI that basically literally takes over the world. But here is another thing to consider. Is Sam Altman, is it just bravado? Is it a response to DeepSeek's recent AGI claims? You know what the Americans say, fake it till you make it. Is Sam Altman faking it till he makes it? Are we witnessing an AI arms race? No doubt about that. At a company level and at a national level, no doubt about that. We have an AI race that is on and it is hot. Lastly, on this point, could this be a strategic move to maintain OpenAI's market position? When this DeepSeek launched a couple of weeks ago, tech stocks in the US lost $2 trillion within a span of 24 hours. Again, I'm asking this question. Is this a case of faking it till you make it? Bro, Elon Musk makes a $97.4 billion bid to acquire OpenAI. I mean, first, guys, even before I go into this question, have you seen these videos going around X where Elon Musk is addressing the press like Donald Trump is not even there? How long is this bromance going to last, guys? How long? I mean, I think we need to have a countdown on this. We need to have a death watch of this bromance. I know Elon Musk lovers will be hating on me right now, but guys, surely, I mean, you guys can't see what's in your face. Yeah? I think this guy is overstepping, man. Yeah. And you know what they say about getting too close to the sun. Anyway, back to his bro move of 97.4 billion bid to acquire OpenAI. Well, let me read you exactly what Sam Altman thought of this offer. No, thank you, he said. But we'll buy X for 9.74 billion if he wants. Now, guys, let's step back a bit on this history of these two tech bros. Remember, Elon Musk is actually a co-founder of OpenAI. In fact, the story goes that he was among the first investors, but they disagreed on strategy with Sam Altman, and he, as it is with Elon, he walked away in a huff. So this exchange isn't just personal. It's very symbolic of the ongoing AI arms race and the broader geopolitical implications of artificial intelligence development. So let's look closer at this rivalry between Altman and Musk. Elon Musk, who co-founded OpenAI in 2015, has been a very vocal critic of its transition from non-profit to for-profit status and its partnership with Microsoft. Musk believes that AI should remain open source and safety focused, a vision he claims OpenAI has strayed from. Guys, let me just ask you this question. Do you actually believe that Elon Musk is a philanthropist? That he is building his AI for open source and safety focused purposes? Really, do you believe that? I leave that question open-ended. These public disagreements reflect a very deep philosophical divide over AI's role, and safety. Should it be democratized or tightly controlled? The bigger picture here is that this AI race and geopolitics are completely intertwined. I haven't even started talking about China. I haven't talked about Europe. Europe is busy building moats around how AI is developed and creating rules and regulations when they don't have any major AI development in the European continent. I hope this changes very soon. So what's at stake is AI leadership. At stake is global domination. Make no mistake about this. These guys have zero care for philanthropy and free things. I mean, it just makes me wonder what exactly Elon Musk is thinking. Does he really think that we care so much about the fact that he thinks or he believes that AI should be open source? Last but not least, guys, I want to talk about Africa's 1.5 trillion tech opportunity, which has been highlighted at World Economic Forum 2025. There's been a big spotlight on Africa's immense technical potential, projecting that AI and emerging tech could actually contribute around 1.5 trillion to Africa's GDP by 2030. But a lot of work needs to be done. A lot of government and private sector collaboration, multi-stakeholder engagement is required. This focus underscores the transformative impact of tech across various sectors on the continent, which include healthcare, agriculture, education, financial services. So as we navigate these exciting tech advancements, not just in Africa, but across the world, let's keep in mind that as much as a lot of these conversations are about commercial, we need to also zero in on humanity. What's good for the human race? What needs to be tightly oversighted? Because I don't believe in complete free hand government oversight. We always seem to forget that government is made of people and government is supposed to serve the people. Unfortunately, too often we have seen that the people who get into government forget that they're there to serve the citizens, and it ends up being, throwing words like national security and stuff like that, and forgetting that they are there to serve us. And that's it for this week. Looking forward to our conversation for next week. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much.